1, 2, is this on?
We're back, baby. Your favorite, or maybe your second favorite? You let us know in the comments. Wrestling podcast right here on YouTube, featuring the one, the only, the wrestling encyclopedia. What? Not this again. All right, well, you're the champ. What's due is due. Let me pull out the old phone here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest of all time, the man that every lady dreams of having his pizza baby. Celebrating with all of you here in Wenz World, the undisputed prediction champion, Vincent Kennedy Bucci.
Yes.
And on his road to Damascus, blinded by the light from parts unknown, the one, the only, Damascian Lycan, aka Desmond Dagenhart.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. It's great to be in the midst of such excellent wrestling prediction prowess here, and I just made all that up on the fly, as you can tell by my mumbo jumbo. Let's get to it. Let's get to it, guys. There is a prediction championship on the line, and it's going down across the pond in Sammy Zane's neck of the woods. By the way, he is in the squared circle this weekend, looking for an opportunity at the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre, who, I'm just going to say it, won fair and square a few weeks ago on SmackDown. I mean, what a courageous way to crawl out of that ring with championship gold. We'll get to that when the time comes. But before we get to that, Vincent Kennedy Bucci, you're the resident prediction champion. Give us your prediction for the men's Royal Rumble match.
Well, for the longest time, had my prediction locked in. I had a pretty strong idea of who was going to walk out of the Rumble. I had all the confidence in the world. But then, my pick wins a fatal four-way match. So his chances of being in there are very slim to none. Could he still go in? Maybe. But usually when you're in a title match, you're not really in the Royal Rumble, except for a few rare instances.
And I was gonna say, tell that to Roman Reigns.
Well,
Lost the title and then won the Rumble. Come on.
no, he got in the Rumble. He almost won. Then Randy threw him out. It was the only time in my life I ever booed Roman Reigns. Because I was like, oh, no, I like Roman, but this is bullshit. Basically, now I got to look at this list. I got to think who realistically could win this Royal Rumble. Well, I'm going to look at it from this perspective. There is Roman Reigns coming in. The question is, are they ready to put him back in a title picture? Because there was talk of it being Roman Cody 3, but then Cody lost the belt, so it's probably not going to happen. Some people say it could be Roman. Some people say, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Gunther because I'm thinking you just retired John Cena. You've retired Goldberg. There's a strong chance AJ's out the door. Why not give him the Rumble on top of that? You might as well push this guy to the moon. You had him tap out the greatest of all time. Why not keep the momentum going into WrestleMania? Because there's been talk about Gunther facing Brock, but Brock's not retiring till SummerSlam, so they're probably going to wait till then for those two to lock up. So, as the champ, I'm going out on a limb. I'll say the ring general. I'm going to go with Gunther.
Strong choice. Strong choice. He did not take the fool's gold bait of Roman Reigns. Or maybe it's not fool's gold. I mean, I don't know. That's the whole point of this discussion. Desmond Dagenhart, Damascian Lycan, what are your thoughts on this spectacle Saturday?
So I don't think Gunther's gonna win. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because right now we have two current champions, right? We've got CM Punk, which, don't get me wrong, Gunther and CM Punk would be good, but we've already seen that match with Punk. I feel like that's past, right? We've done that. Then you have Drew McIntyre. And I don't think anybody thinks that Drew McIntyre is losing the title to Sami Zayn. We'll get to that later, but I just don't think it's happening. Okay. So I'm looking at who would I put against CM Punk and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. And I think with Drew McIntyre as champion and the way his attitude has been, I think we're going to see, and we've all said it before, and I'm going to go with my heart right here. It is time. It is time for the megastar, Mr. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
I mean, now or never, right? Now, too late, Booch. Too late.
No. I hope he's right. I just for obvious reasons, I don't trust the chief content officer right now. I'm just saying, I love that though. You will not see me get mad. And if that's the point that gives Desmond the belts, I'll hand him the belts. I don't care. Notice I said if it gives him the win. I'm not messing up. I'm not trying to get caught like he tried to catch me last time. Off that shit again. If it gives him the win, I fall over that shit again.
Yeah, you gotta look out for the accuser here. Desmond Dagenhart, the accuser in Wenz world.
Well, I'm all about my loopholes.
Yep, the litigator. Strong choice, Desmond. Like, that makes the most sense.
Like I said, it's based on who's currently champion. I don't see winning because the face champion, he would go against the CM Punk, and we've already done that.
Yeah.
So
We're going to keep it interesting here. I am not going to hop on the logical coattails of one Damaskian Lycan, although it makes a lot of sense. I'm going to be the mark for this match, and I'm going to say that Roman Reigns wins this match. On to the women's match, Desmond Dagenhart, Damaskian Lycan. This is a tough one, although at this point, according to Wikipedia, we know the 15 of 30 entrants. Now, this could change by the moment here. By the time you're listening to this, we could know 20 or more. So take it with a grain of salt. But what do you think about this one? Because this is muy interesante.
this is a very interesting one. We have, obviously, we have Jade Cargill as champion, and we have, who is the other women's champion right now?
Stephanie Vacker.
Stephanie Vacker. Okay. So those are very. The question really comes down to what do we want to see here? And I think it is about fucking time, and I think Vinny might agree with me on this. I think we're going to see Bianca Belair. Because we're going to see Bianca Belair versus Jade at WrestleMania.
That's your winner, Bianca Belair?
I think the EST is finally coming back, and we're going to, Bianca Belair.
Wow. Dark horse. Dark horse. I love it. I love where you're going storyline-wise. It makes a lot of sense. Although, as we know, WWE has a strange reputation of forgetting their own storylines and kind of moving on. We'll have to see if they do that. But before we get to that, Booch, what are your thoughts on this women's Royal Rumble match?
I kind of had the same thought as Dez. I'm thinking Bianca because, like I said, that's the match. That's the WrestleMania match. That's the money. And now that Jade is a heel, because remember, when Jade was going after who attacked her, it was only Naomi. Bianca made it clear she was not involved in that, so she maintained her babyface stature because she cleared her name, saying Naomi acted on her own. Bianca was not involved in it. So now it could be like Bianca talking sense into Jade or whatever, and Jade just on the warpath, and you have the match. Because again, I said it from the very beginning, that's the moneymaker. When Jade fought Naomi last year, I was pissed. I was not happy with that at all. I'm like, you're getting away from the money. I love Naomi, but this is money. You know, TKO so obsessed with making money, they're raising ticket prices. Hey, how about this? Why don't you come out with better stories and keep the price the same? So I'm like, here's your money. That's money. Jade Cargill and Bianca is money. So as much as I want to disagree with Dez, I feel like we're already disagreeing on the men's Rumble. That's enough. I'm going with Bianca. I'm gonna take that too. I believe it's her time.
Gonna go out on a limb, gentlemen. And I'm gonna go with somebody who I believe is going to be one of the strongest characters for WWE in 2026 and beyond. And that is Chelsea Green. I think this is time. I know, listen, I know it sounds insano, but just watching the development of her character, seeing where she's going, I think that this is going to be the match. Now, before we move on to the next one, right? Who do you guys think that Bianca is going to toss out last to win the match?
Chelsea Green.
That would be some ish. That would be some ish. She's like, she's finalist, and I'm like, come on, Chelsea, come on.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I would love nothing more than to tell Wenz that pick is ridiculous. But last year we saw the Timu Soldier Boy win the Rumble. So to me, it's impossible at this point. I don't think there's any such thing as a bad choice now that these shows won a goddamn Rumble.
It made sense.
I'm gonna say, like, anything's possible at this point. I've seen Jay win. I've seen Shinsuke Nakamura win. This is not outside the realm of possibility, okay? You don't know what Triple H is thinking anymore.
They talked about it last year. Remember, they said Chelsea Green, the last two people knocked themselves out of the ring, so whoever's number 30 wins it, and Chelsea Green.
Nice if they did that. I laugh my ass off if they did that.
You can't do that like ever. You can do it once and then never again.
Exactly. It's one of those, you do it one time and you never see it again. You could not do it twice.
Well, something we always see generally in Saudi Arabia is Sami Zayn. And he's in a match for the undisputed WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. In case you missed it, about, 2-3 weeks ago on SmackDown, he was in a, what was it, three tiers of hell match, Booch? What was it called? That's right, 3 stages of hell. And during the final stage, there was a visitor ringside who came in and ran interference. Not Drew's fault. He got attacked too. This was not an attack solely on Cody Rhodes. And Drew did what a good heel does. He crawls out and becomes champion. Desmond, your thoughts on this match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia?
I think this is because look, I'm going to say this. I named 2 faces to win the Rumble. Okay. If you're going to name faces to win the Rumble, then you need heel champions. So to keep the heel champion, Drew McIntyre has to win. Not only that, he only just won this damn title.
That would be insane.
In this damn title.
Easy come, easy go, right? Easy come, easy go with these things sometimes.
I think, no, I'm not always pro long title reigns, but if anyone at this point deserves a long title reign after the bullshit that he went through to get to this point, it is Drew McIntyre.
Well, the last time he had it was during COVID. Is that wrong or is that correct?
Completely. But technically speaking, he had it for a couple of minutes.
He won at WrestleMania 40 against Seth Rollins, but then he taunted CM Punk, he tripped him up, Damian Priest cashed in and walked out with the championship. So he was champion for 5 minutes. And for about 5 minutes, he was champion. So he did win the title in front of fans. So he doesn't need another WrestleMania moment, but he did have one that was quickly taken away by CM Punk. But you fuck around, you find out.
Yeah, I think that at this point, like I said, we need a heel champion to make my face winner of the Rumble make sense. And like I said, Drew only just won this damn thing. It needs to last at least a little bit longer. He's a heel champion. Heels don't need to hold the title for long, but he needs to hold it long enough to make it a big deal when the face beats him.
Probably till Mania, right?
Yeah, Mania would be fine. Mania would be perfect. SummerSlam would be better, but if LA Knight wins, I would love to see LA Knight take it from the Mania.
That would be fun. And we're only a few months away from Mania too. It'll be here before you know it. Booch, are you on the same thought level here? Is Damascus Des? What are your thoughts?
I think Dez is making very valid points. I don't disagree with any of them. But I'm looking at this from a different perspective. Like I said, before Sammy won this match, he was my pick to win the Royal Rumble. I thought Sammy was going to win. And the reason I felt he was going to win is because we're in Saudi Arabia. And Sami Zayn being in Saudi Arabia is a very big deal because, for those who don't know, even though he's from Canada, he's of Syrian descent. So for the longest time, he couldn't go to Saudi Arabia. And one of the reasons Kevin wouldn't go is because in protest with Sammy, which WWE respected. But then apparently Syria and Saudi Arabia settled whatever differences they had, or the Saudi prince just decided, I don't want to hold a grudge against Sammy. Whatever the reason was, Sammy's now allowed there. And when he showed up, he had a hero's welcome. He was in a Syrian outfit. He's standing up there. It was him and Kevin against the Usos, I think, for the tag belts. Sammy and Kevin were defending them in a rematch, I think it was. But Sammy got a hero's welcome. So I felt Sammy could win the Rumble here and then go to WrestleMania and become the champion. Because here's the thing. Sammy is once again on a promo tirade about how he's ready to become WWE champion. And I've already said, Sammy proved in the match with Roman a few years back that he could be a main eventer. But like we keep saying, if not now, when? If not now, then ever. And again, Desmond made another valid point where he said if a babyface wins the Rumble, he holds it till Mania, it'll mean something when that babyface beats him if Drew's been a long-term champion. But I also think Sammy, we've been waiting for Sammy for so long, he could beat Drew right now and still get that pop. Because it's Sammy. It's a guy we've been waiting for. Like, if this was Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, I would pick Drew. If it was Drew, Trick Williams, as much as I worship Trick Williams, I would go with Drew. If it was Damian Priest, which I still can't believe he was in that match, I would go with Drew. But because it's Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia, I say Sammy takes the gold.
I can actually make another argument for you in that same sense, using my logic from my choice. I said that I needed a heel champion for my face Rumble winner. Well, if Gunther wins, who better for him to face than Sami Zayn at WrestleMania?
Yeah. Telling you. So I say Sammy takes it. I'm thinking
If that happens, say Sammy retains at Mania. If that happens,
okay, Sammy retains. I'll know that. He has eaten Gunther before, so it's believable. Because he beat him for the IC.
and it makes it, and it'd be one of those things where where it'd be like the final nail in the coffin because they've gone back and forth. Sammy's beating him, he's beating Sammy, and then they can finally lock it in and say, "Look, you lost the title to me. I didn't lose the title to you."
I love it. I love it. Rubber match time. I feel like they're doing this. They're doing this to us again. Every time Sami Zayn visits, we get close, and then nothing happens. There's no changes. He never comes home with a bag. And I think it continues. And for a lot of the reasons that Desmond said, it would be wrong to take, even though, like I said, easy come, easy go with the way he got the belt from Cody on SmackDown a few weeks ago. It was cheap, but you can turn that into a long title reign and keep him being the guy that's like, no, I'm not going to wrestle you. You don't deserve it. Just keep people at a distance. This is one of those matches. I think we might see a lot of those moments where we're like, holy cow, this is going to happen. But it's just not going to be enough. And I really do think that Drew keeps it at least until, let's say, Mania. What is that, in April still?
Yeah, the 18th and 19th of April.
Yeah.
So,
Roman Reigns wins. Let's be real here. He's going to end up facing CM Punk.
Boring. But hey, maybe not, because I chose Roman Reigns. So maybe that wouldn't be so boring, because I'd love to have that title back. Sorry, I'm losing control here. We still have one more match to talk about. And I have an issue with this match. And not even because of the participants in the match, not because of the build or lack of build. My problem is the leaks on the internets. And you gotta know that when there's a retirement match, it's super annoying when you already know who's gonna be retired because of a leak by one Shinsuke Nakamura. And listen, it's AJ's time to go. We get it. We kind of had an idea that he's, again, going to kind of leave the laces in the ring here eventually, probably in this year. But not this way. Don't tell me before the damn match. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Let me believe that it's not going to happen. But now I know, and knowing is more than half the battle now. So I'm just going to say right now, we all know that Gunther's going to win this match and continue his tour of retiring legends.
Yeah, AJ Styles only has a few weeks left in his contract. We've known this for months. It's really, really hard at this point to go against Gunther, especially if he doesn't win the Rumble. Part of me thinks they're going to swerve us. Part of me does, because maybe they sign a small extension and they want him to come and they want to end his career on a different event for one reason or another. Part of me thinks they're going to swerve us, but it's not a safe enough bet. I have to vote for Gunther on this one.
Make it 3, because I was already convinced of it, and I'll tell you why. Because there's that first thought of, oh, maybe, and this is before the Nakamura thing happened. There was, I looked at it like, okay, most people when they want to retire, they go to WrestleMania, if they can. Obviously, Cena did not do that. He went beyond Mania, which is fine. But I also remembered this Royal Rumble is now the 10-year anniversary of AJ Styles in WWE. Because he debuted at the Royal Rumble in 2016 as the number 3 entrant. That's when it was in Orlando, Florida, which is why he got the pop, because that was TNA's home base for many years. So Styles was big in TNA. Styles was the TNA, what John Cena was the WWE, basically. That's why their rivalry was so big. It was WWE's poster boy versus TNA's poster boy. They both came in 2002 and were the faces of that company. So to see them collide was a big deal. And I believe that because of that, I think AJ is losing here. I think Gunther's going to win. I think AJ's either going to retire completely, or if he does wrestle again, he'll probably go to TNA for a bit and put some people over there. That's what I think. So if he does wrestle again, he'll probably sign something brief with TNA. If he does, I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying I think as far as WWE goes, he's done here. Now, whether that's a permanent done or he does some stuff in TNA, I don't know. But I'm just saying I'm going with Gunther definitely, because we know it's going to be Gunther. It's not going to be anybody else, because they wanted to have this hot streak. Because again, they did it with Goldberg, they did it with John Cena, now they do it with AJ Styles, and whoever's next to retire, most likely Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, Gunther's going to pull that shit too. So I say Gunther wins, and AJ has a farewell.
Makes a lot of sense. You guys make a lot of sense this week, and we'll get back to it after this action this weekend. What happens on Raw? What happens on SmackDown? What's up?
If we have extra matches announced on SmackDown and Raw, I recommend that we post on social media our responses, our predictions for these matches, because there are only 4 matches and 2 of them are Rumble matches. There's possibility that none of us are going to get right.
It's true.
That is true. There's a possibility we all are wrong, because we were last year.
Yeah. So if they announce more matches tonight and on Friday, I recommend that we post our predictions on social media before the event, so that we have everybody has a fair named extra chances to win the title.
Agreed. And Boots is always the best about sending the text reminders, so we'll put them on X, Twitter, whatever you call it nowadays, and on Facebook there. Guys, couldn't do it without you, and we will never ever leave you without a few key catchphrases, one of which is, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
You know what? You are enough.